just finished this week's episode of Fire Force.
Now, normally we're the type to read the manga first, but we heard this anime was fire.
So subscribe and tune in every week for our reactions. This week it was episode 2, The Heart of a Fire Soldier.
So this was definitely a setup episode.
Yeah.
A little slower.
We all felt a little bad, I would say, probably for the first half of this episode. Just in that, like, they did that Soul Eater thing where it was kind of like character awkward cut, piece of furniture in the room cut. But we did that like 5 times in a row.
Yeah, like they're all like the movements were really like robotic
and the thing is, it was on the introduction of a new character, and I mean that's where you get excited, and that's where you get the hype, right?
Yeah.
I feel by the end of the episode, I definitely understood his quirk, or like that he's he's very prideful. Reminds me a lot of Black Star.
Yeah, he's got that Black Star Death the Kid kind of like cross thing.
But definitely that wasn't communicated. There wasn't a lot of energy at the start of the episode. I don't know if maybe they didn't feel like that would match the somber tone of the second half of the episode. But either way, some of the composition and some of the pacing was just a little stiff at the start.
That said, I do like Arthur Doyle, who we introduced. He's cool. The sword thing is cool. Immediate setup, it's not Naruto and Sasuke again. It's more that Black Star and like Maka kind of thing. So that's a good, just kind of different character interaction, which just, again, gives them more to do, but at the same time, it was a little tough because we haven't gotten a lot out of Shinra yet.
Yeah.
So I felt like they were a little scared, to get too much out of Arthur. Yeah. And they also, they couldn't just fall back on doing what they did for Black Star, 6 or 8 years ago, and just have him like yell his name over and over again.
Yeah.
They gave him like a more subtle thing.
I'm very prideful for who I am. I'm gonna walk around with my giant
I love the reference back to Excalibur from Soul Eater. That's funny. Great. That's beautiful.
We're seeing a lot of that here. But honestly, the real truth of the matter was that this episode was a setup episode for this tournament that's happening later, or this rookie contest.
Well, that's the
thing. It was about the captain.
Yeah, it was about the captain.
They snuck it in there early where Shinra was like, hey, does the captain ever get mad about anything? And he was like, are you going to be there for us, Captain? Yeah. So a little bit of like intrigue into him, and that ended up being the heart of this episode.
That's what he cares about.
Yeah. Later on, we see that he's pretty happy-go-lucky, pretty like train hard, but he has principles about his job, and I think that's good that we hit this separation. We have these baby child characters, who seem kind of all personality, and then we have the older characters, even the older
the lieutenant,
the lieutenant that they fight. Even all these characters, they have set principles and ways, and he just he's like, no, let's just be respectful, guys. Let's not wave around our laser dicks in front of like the kids that's mourning their parents.
It was good. There was just that kind of the beginning of the episode makes you think that it's going to be like, oh, it's going to be all about Arthur, but it really was spread across the couple characters. We even got the witch magic with the fire, developing her out.
I love her
super cute
so much. She's very gullible, but yet it's just like they kind of reach to the edge where she's like, oh, who is this like she ogre? And she just immediate snap, just like,
that's her thing.
don't mess with her. She'll kick your ass in 2 seconds. But I like her.
We see more of his fetish with using yellow tape on things in this series.
My God. He loves the color.
He loves it so much.
Fire Force, don't use fire.
Yeah, and
I love the moment in the chair too with the dad. He's just sitting there, kind of like, again, they make that point of like, no, there's like, he's not the weird thing going on there. He's the one actually standing there and like taking this so we can take care of this.
Yeah.
And then having Arthur kind of like recognize that and call that, again, developed his character like, okay, he's not gonna just be an asshole.
Exactly. He's gonna be a measured asshole. That's interesting. But having this sort of like, again, there's weird things happening at these sort of like fire things, and that's always what's interesting about it, right? I assumed every event would be, oh, we gotta go wrestle a demon.
Oh God, flames, crazy.
But sometimes, like when we went up to the apartment, it was just like, wait, this building isn't even on fire. Like,
and like I feel like I didn't enjoy this episode a lot when I watched it. But kind of after we got done with it, and I like counted out the number of things it set up. Like it's set up that he wanted an engineer. It's set up that there's this tournament. It's set up that there's this other character who he has a rivalry with. It sets up that the other like vice captain doesn't like fire. It's set up and it set up the guy with the powder and shit. Like there was a ton of setup just packed into this episode.
And that's what's interesting about it. They're establishing everybody's joke relationship, everybody's quirk thing. Like the witch will make the little fire spirits, and then he'll he'll put them out, and it's very sad because he's killing little cute things. She gets, they're setting up everything very evenly, and I think that's on first impression. It's like, okay, all right, I wanted a little more focus on one character, but they were so. This is actually a good sign,
Yeah, because compare that to like. Again, keep kind of comparing it back to Soul Eater, of having like 3 episodes of just Black Star out of nowhere, like, in the middle of it. Like, I definitely prefer us to just kind of all move at the same pace.
Exactly. You got to invest in the team dynamic and and when you invest in a team, you're investing in the relationships of all the characters and them talking at night at the end of the episode and then like yelling at each other and then them doing the joke and then even Shinra noticing it's a joke and being like, okay, you're messing with me. That is more telling about the whole group dynamic than anything else. You know, it really sets up who's the father and who's the mother role and all this stuff. And
that said, next episode, I mean, I want that like overarching plot thread to pull tight and us get going on that, because I want to know where what the momentum of the series is.
I feel like since we do based off the opening, we still have I think maybe 2 more characters maybe introduced. So I feel like with the setup that it is right now, we have some time with getting to know the Force team, and then like they go into action, and then it goes back to like Shinra getting to know like who the fellow members are of the team.
Yeah,
until we get everybody.
Yeah, absolutely.
And investing and stirring the fire, stirring the pot. I like it. I like it.
Let us know who your favorite character is down in the comments below so far, and we will catch you next week.